Guys, it is Hope. Welcome back to my channel. We are doing a little bit of better lighting here than the last video that I did, which is weeknight meals or easy everyday dinner and weeknight meals that don't take very long. I have done one of these videos before and I had so much fun filming it, and I think it's just gonna be fun to look back and be able to recreate some of these. So I've done like a taco recipe, a pasta type, and then like a chicken lime dip that we had with my friend Savannah. She made that. So tonight we are just going to be making one of these just kind of throw together vegetable shrimp dishes. We made shrimp scampi the other day and it was so good. I didn't film it, obviously. Should have, because it was delicious. But these, you see these kind of like meals on Instagram and social media where people just whip everything together, and a lot of times it's like zucchini and maybe a type of sausage, sometimes shrimp. So I'm going to kind of do a version of that today and share with you how I do it. So I have some shrimp from just Walmart. We just got the cooked kind already. We got extra small. I thought we got small, but we ended up getting extra small. But just cooked shrimp because it's fast. And then we have some sausage, some summer sausage. That's from Schwann's. I don't know if Schwann's is like a big it's like a truck kind of company that drives around. You can get stuff that comes to your door. So we have some of that. We have zucchini. I have onions, some green beans. I love green beans. I don't necessarily like this kind of green bean. I usually like the longer ones that you can buy that are frozen. This is what we have. And then we have some corn and black beans that need to be used up, so I might throw in a little bit of those. You can do this with whatever vegetables you have and whatever meat you choose, but that's what we're going to do today because I figured it'd be quick and easy. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start, put my pan on medium. This is just a little bit of butter. I eyeballed it. It's like probably 2 tablespoons. And then a little bit of olive oil. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. We're also going to use this Baja style shrimp seasoning mix. I have a little bit left from the shrimp scampi, and I also found a recipe that had like a shrimp seasoning used in it, so we're just going to use the rest of this. I used about half of it for the shrimp scampi, so we're going to use the other half right now. Also to top, I'm going to use a little bit of parsley, and for a little extra kick I'm going to do some crushed red pepper and then just a little bit of salt and pepper in the mix. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to let this all melt first before I add in, look at this cat, look. Can I help you? You wanting something? Now, once that kind of completely melts, I am going to add in the shrimp. Ours was frozen, so I just defrosted it. And then I'm going to also add in everything else. And literally just throw it all in and let it simmer. We'll probably do this first because this stuff needs to cook the most at the moment. These look awfully freezer burnt. I'm just going to throw a couple green beans in here. They kind of are freezer burnt, so I don't even know if they'll be any good. If they're not, we can just pick them out. I'm going to cover this and just let it kind of simmer here a little bit, just so it can heat up faster. It's amazing how much faster things heat up when you actually just cover it. So I'm going to let that simmer a little bit and then put it on medium, and then we'll add in the seasonings and the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so now that it's definitely warm and it's melty and it's kind of extra liquidy, so what I'm going to do, oh shoot, what I'm going to do is throw in the seasoning now, just to kind of let it really soak it all up. And just because I can see it's a little bit too liquidy, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of cornstarch just to let it thicken a little. Just a small amount. And now is when I'm going to also throw in my corn and black beans. And I'm just going to put the cover back on and let it really cook through and make sure the zucchini is nice and soft. And this really helps. So I'm going to let that simmer a little bit longer, and then I'll be back to show you the rest. Okay, I am just going to add in my last little bit of red pepper flakes. Just add some spice, some parsley on top. And just a little bit extra pepper, a little salt, even though it's already pretty salty. And this is gonna be it. Really simple, really easy. Get some vegetables and some meat. And this is the finished product. And it's nice because you can add whatever you really want. You can make it however you want. So you can add chicken or any other type of beef or meat. So yeah, I do just want to try this first bite. It'll be hot. It's good. That seasoning packet really adds a lot of flavor, so if you want it to be even more flavorful, that's really good. Yeah, so if you're looking for something new, totally try like adding the shrimp packet to it. That's very good. And it's relatively healthier, depending on what seasoning you add, so really good. What it looks like. Putting the lid on too really helps soften the zucchini really quickly, so that was good. Okay, well this was my first meal, and if you guys are interested in some more, then just keep on watching. Very spontaneous second meal of my weeknight meals video, but we were just sitting here thinking about dinner, even though it's not even 11 a.m. and we thought maybe we should do beef stroganoff for dinner because Isaac's been talking about making beef stroganoff for like 2 months now. It was like before we went home for Christmas break. So we're making crock-pot beef stroganoff today with some very delicious venison. We have canned venison from Isaac's friend's dad.
It's my deer.
It's Isaac's deer that he shot. Sorry if that offends anybody. But I'm combining 2 different Pinteresty recipes. One, because we have some ingredients, but some of them are so complicated. Why do people make things so complicated? So I'm taking 2 different recipes and just following the easier one, but then just adding a few other ingredients to the other one. And Isaac just throws in random stuff as it is. I'm just adding a little bit of other stuff for flavor. So we have the venison in here. You're not even going to be able to see it that well. So he just browned it a little bit just to kind of heat it up. And then we are going to be cutting up the rest of this onion. It says about 1 onion to a half a cup of onion, depending on how much you use. We're going to add in some beef broth, which I don't think my other recipe calls for that. So about 2 cups of beef broth. I'm just going to eyeball it. A little bit of Worcestershire. A can or 2 of cream of mushroom, depending on how creamy we want to make it. I can't do a lot of cream. And then just like salt, pepper, garlic. I'll link down below the 2 recipes that I use that I combine. Isaac wants a little bit of jalapeno in there. You're supposed to add mushrooms. We don't have any mushrooms right now. And then the key to it is once it's done cooking in the crock pot for like 6 to 8 hours, however long you have it in there, 30 minutes before you eat, you add a cup of sour cream and egg noodles. Want to pull those egg noodles out of the cupboard for me, please? Behind the bread. These egg noodles are what's key. So you add these in so they don't get too soggy. Stupid. Do you want an onion, dog? I mean, cat. And then we're going to throw in a little bit of jalapeno. So I'm going to be placing this in the crock pot. In we go. prefer to do this with one hand. That's the onion and the meat in there. I'm going to add in the beef broth. We're sitting on a loaf of bread right now, just in case you were curious. It says 2 cups of beef broth. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. That was about 2 cups I ended up doing there. And then I think it said 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. That's probably good. And I'm gonna start with 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. This is Campbell's brand. I don't know if I'll end up doing 2. Also add in salt, pepper, garlic powder. I think he probably added some, so I'm not going to add too much because I don't know what all he's added. And let's see if there's anything else. Mix this up. Stick it on low because it's going to cook for hours. So this is what it looks like. We're gonna cook it on low for probably a good 6 hours, and then we'll check it, and then right before we eat, we'll add in the sour cream and the egg noodles. I don't know how much we'll need because there's only 2 of us, but that's about it, I think. You can also add red wine. We don't have any, but you can also add that into it as well. Check in later.
How it landed. Oh, come here, look at this.
This is gross, but I'm gonna show it anyway. The reason why that all started in the first place was because I booked it out of the room like that because I was like, oh crap, I totally forgot to show the rest of the beef stroganoff. We already ate it. My stomach hurts from the creaminess, but all we did was about 30 minutes before, I did end up adding a 2nd can of the cream of mushroom just because I felt like it would just be better, and it was really good. It was really good, except for my stomach can't do dairy very well. I added like, it said like half a cup of sour cream in it as well. I just eyeballed it and just kind of did what I thought. I did a couple scoops of sour cream. Then I threw in the egg noodles. And this is what it turned out like. You can't really see it. That's what it looks like. It looks mushy just because of our, the meat that we had, which was the venison, was really moist. This is what it looks like. Our venison was really moist, so like really peeled apart. But it was so good. Don't you think it was good, Isaac? But that's all we did in the crock pot. I just added the last little bit of sour cream with the noodles. I totally forgot. I was so busy, and so I was just whipping it together and then had to go to another meeting, and then we ate it right away. So that's what it looks like. It looks more mushy than it really, you know, it's a lot better than it looks. So. I only did 2 meals for this video, so I'm sorry I didn't include a 3rd like the last one, but those were the 2 meals that I filmed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you like this style, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. I'd love to have you stick around. I will link down below my last one where I included 3 meals for you guys. 3 meals for you guys to check out. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.